Okay, I just had the trippiest dream of my entire life. My dreams are usually trippy, but they're usually not this trippy. And I don't have anyone to tell about it. I just feel like telling someone. Okay, so I was doing my invitation cards. Well, no, thank you cards. And I got tired and took a nap, right? And my dad's been having, like, his weed eater leaks gasoline. And it's been getting fumes all in the house for the past week. I keep getting on to him about it. And finally today he said he was going to fix it, but it leaked into the house anyway. So I kept the doors to my room closed. I've been trying to lift it out, get it out, but it filled up the whole room with fumes anyway. So I was taking a nap. I didn't smell the fumes anymore. Usually I have a good sense of smell, but I didn't smell it, so I just took a nap because I thought it was safe because he wasn't playing with it anymore. So I started having this trippy dream. I don't know when it started, but I kept dreaming that I was waking up and having dreams. I dreamed I was having dreams. I do that sometimes, but not so much in one dream sequence. You know, because I was in REM sleep right at the top or whatever. So, I dreamed, one of the first things I remember, I dreamed I was in my new room here, and I dreamed this corner. I dreamed things were happening. I dreamed I was laying back. I dreamed this wall here. Someone had graffitied it with paint. I'm like, what is that? No. What if I want to sell this room? And I dreamed this wall, it's blue. On camera, it looks green like the other wall somehow, but it's blue. And I dreamed someone had put white paint all over it. So I had this palette of paint on top of me. I'm like, did I already spend all my money? Because I was writing thank you cards, thanking people for the money. I dreamed I spent it on art supplies because I needed acrylic paint. Little bottles about that big. So I was like, where'd this paint come from? Oh well. So I started mixing it on this brand new giant plastic thing that was on my lap. I started mixing it. Oh, how did it get all over my hands? Oh well. So I started wiping it out on the wall. Like, I was mixing paint on the wall. I had white, blue, and I was mixing them together trying to get the right color of this wall, which is kind of sky blue. And it was just, and I just kept doing it. And it's like a time skipped, and the paint was suddenly thicker. And I kept trying to cover it up and cover it up and cover it up. And use more paint and put more paint and cover it up. It wasn't the right color. Next thing I know, that side of the house is Salado, Texas or something. Some back road stick country. And it's all one street through the entire town. Like, we have several major roads. We've got, like, Rosemead, Hebron. But this is one of those towns that only has one main road. So all my relatives already are hillbillies, if you can hear my accent, but I was dreaming that there were even more of them, and we lived out in the sticks, kinda, not that bad, but it was like Salado. Have you ever been there? They think they're artists, but all they do is crafts. I went to the craft show. No, my person I dreamed I was dreamed they went to the craft show. And in this dream, she dreamed she was flying up in the sky, and she looked up and she looked down at all the little canvases, and something made a zero on one canvas. She looked underneath, and there's all these little Texas-y western things this old man had made, and he had a cowboy hat. He was a cowboy. At least he thought he was a cowboy. So she zoomed back out, and she woke up. She's like, I've just had a dream. I need to go to this place. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I dream a place is real. I might dream that this dream is real. It's a real place. Whatever. Maybe I was astral projecting is what I'm trying to say. I dreamed I was someone who dreamed they were astral projecting. So she goes to this place and she checks it out, and she's thinking, or I'm thinking, this is crap because I hate westerny art. What this guy has is a bunch of little three-dimensional Texases, and the Texases look as if they're animals, and they're on little pedestals. They're like fleshy, kind of organic shaped Texas, you know, like they're sculptures of Texas the animal. And and it had cow horns coming out, or a cowboy hat, and they looked like they were made of stone or special wood, I think is what they were. And I felt like, I need to get these from Grandma. My grandma would love this. What's the guy's face look like? So I remember, I looked at his face, I'm like, oh, because my grandma's single, she's always fishing for men. So she was like, I was like, I guess that's what I'm supposed to remember. He had a white mustache, and he was gruff, you know, like most old men who think they're cowboys. He was skinny, he was tall, I think he had blue eyes. He had a cowboy hat. It was kind of pale cowboy hat. Old looking cowboy hat too, like he'd used it. And oh, he also had these little birds carved out of stone with a seashell fit in their back. I looked at one of those. It was rose stone or something, because there's rose wood. And then I left. I don't remember where I went. But also, I dreamed. Hold on. Okay, I dreamed. There was this teenage boy. You ever astral project where you dream you're someone? Like you go into their body and you possess them and kind of leech off them as they go through life? I dreamed I was this guy. Teenage boy, about 14, 16. I don't know what race he was, but he thought he was gangster. He wanted a new backpack. He wanted to spend some of his money. He had like $40, $100. He didn't know because he was high as a kite. So he goes to the mall. He skips school, goes to the mall with his little friend. He looks 12. He might be 14. They go to the mall, and the entrance to the mall is like a Kroger's. And he starts thinking, or I start thinking, what if this would be the perfect plot to do a hidden camera show. And what the gag would be, they put that, that hand Perel sanitizer stuff they've been hanging on the walls lately because of staff or whatever. What if they hang those so high no one can touch them? Like 20 feet off a ledge in the ceiling. Like people would notice it, right? But what if the Perel thing starts showering you when you walk under it? Oh, hidden camera show. So either they really did that and he was so high he thought he was imagining it, or he was imagining and he was so high he thought they were really doing it. But he was near the entrance and they had this little parallel thing and there's an old lady messing with it, and then it started showering like a lot, and a hobo's like, yeah, free shower, and he's like playing in it. The hobo seemed normal. Either the hobo was not high, or he was as high as the kid, and they both thought each other were normal acting. I never thought of that. But anyway, instead of leaving the store like he should have right then and there, he went further into the store. He goes in the shopping section, and he's like, I've got money. I can buy whatever I want. I don't usually like to buy clothes, but this guy's like conscious of that, clothes. And so, he starts spending his money buying things he wants. It's a new fad. It's not a real fad, but in the dream it was. You get a giant backpack. That's kind of a fad, but you get a giant backpack. But the backpack has to be shaped like a hat. A baseball hat. A black one.